Yeah, hello guys, you are highly welcome to another amazing tutorial on Boutique Fashion channel. On this video I'll be taking you through the process of how you can stitch this wet pocket without having the stitches showing by the side like this. That is, the stitches will be invisible. So please, if this is the first time you are checking on this channel, you are highly welcome to Boutique Fashion channel. This is the channel that brings you the easiest, fastest and the simplest method on how to draft, cut or sew anything on a men's dress. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop an amazing video like this again, and you'll be able to see over 150 videos on this channel, and you'll be able to learn from it. Without any further delay, let's get started. So the first thing you have to do is to cut the material we have to use for this illustration. So this is the first one, the second one, the third and the fourth and the fifth material. So these are the material we are using for this illustration. So there are some which we gum ST and you are not gumming ST on some. So the wideness of this is 7 inches while the length is 9 inches. So the second one also, the wideness is 7 inches, the length is also 9 inches. That's the second one. Then the third one, the wideness of the third one is 7.5 while the length is 2 inches. While the length is 2 inches. So the wideness of this one is 1.5 while the wideness is 6.5. That is, the height is 1.5. So this one is 18 inches. So we are using 18 inches for this one, or you can make it 17.5 as well. So the wideness of this one is 4 inches. So it's 4 inches. So these are the materials we have to use for this illustration. But we are gumming ST on the 2. So this is the first one we are gumming ST on, and this is the second one in which we are gumming ST on. So all the other ones we are not using them for now. So let's press this one. So apply ST on it, and then make sure that the ST is adhered to the material very well. So make sure you apply pressure on it and make sure that the iron is very hot so that the ST will gum properly well. So this is it after I've already gum it. So just trim all the excess we have by the side. So, and this is it. So this is the material, this is the main bodies now, but I'm just using this one as an illustration. So this is just like a pieces, so I'm using it like for illustration. So this is not a normal material, this is not a normal bodies. So you can see that. So this is like this is the sleeve side now. So you turn the material to the back and then you cut the ST like 7 inches the wideness, and the length will be 9 inches. So you apply the ST on the main bodies from the back. So now I'm to mark where the pocket will all fall on this material. So you have to mark it from the back. So how to get this line is to make sure that you raise your hand up a bit from the armhole length, and then you apply the wet pocket size on it. So the wideness of this one is 4.5 while the length is 5.5. So the length is 5.5 while the wideness of the pocket is 4.5. So just roll it straight like this. You roll it straight like this, and then the down part as well, you roll it straight. So measure it, make sure that it's 5.5 and it's equal or true. So you roll it like this. So please, if this is the first time you are checking on this channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop an amazing video like this again. And then please, if you are returning, I also thank you for keeping up with the Boutique Fashion channel. Please let me give this video a thumbs up so that a lot of people will be able to see the video and also benefit from it. So just mark 4.5 here, and then you roll it straight down. Roll it straight down like this. So that is it. So now you measure 1 inches 1.5 upward, or you make it 1.2. So make it 1.2. So and then you get the center of this. So the center will be 2.2. That will be the center of a 4.5, and then you slant it like this. So this to give it a V shape. So after you do that, then the next thing you have to do now is to mark ½ inch inward. You mark ½ inch inward. So I'm just trying to remark this one so that the bend will make it very visible to see easily. So you mark ½ inch inward. So on this ½ inch now, that is the place in which we are to cut straight out from the material. So you mark ½ inch all through, that is like a 0.5 all through. So that is it. Once you do this, the next thing you have to do now is to cut out the material. So you notch it like this and then you slant it. So when you are cutting this one now, you can make the cutting to exceed that ½ inch in which we mark inside. So the first one, you can see where I'm making the notching to get to. So when you are cutting this one now, it will fall on the ½ inch in which we draft inside the material, inside the main 5.5 and the 4.5, which will be for the wideness. So I believe you can understand this. If you have been part of a noble family already, I believe we know how to do this already, because we have a lot of videos illustration on that's similar to this video in which we are making. So you can as well check the video on how to make a welt pocket. I have over 6 to 7 videos on how to make a different welt pocket. So you now take this other material, so you mark a 1.5 here and then you slant it like this. So you slant it like this. So you can cut it or you just leave it like this. So let me get the center. So you get the center. This is the material in which we apply ST on when we started. So this, you mark 0.5 like this, mark 1 inch, and then you mark 1 inch upward also. So you mark ½ inch here, you mark ½ inch also, mark ½ inch. So from that you mark ½ inch again, ½ inch, ½ inch, and then you roll it straight down. You roll it straight down. So I'm not wasting your time, so that is why I'm rushing it like this. So you can take hemming gum or use anything that's cuff. You have a cuff shape, then to get the shape out like this. So you mark it ½ inch upward again, and then you give it a cuff shape like this. So just roll it and just cut it out like this. And once you do that, the next thing you have to do is to notch it round and make sure that the notching ended at the place where the 1 inch fall on, that is where the marking ended here. So once you do that, the next thing to do now is to fold the shape round. So this folding now we pass through the marking in which we have on the material. We fall on the marking we have on the material. So just fold it like this. Please make sure you take your time to do the ironing so that it will give you a very nice shape after you finish the dress. Make sure you apply pressure and then use a clapper to cool it down. That is it. Can you see the shape now? You can see how curve and then rhyme the shape is. So you iron it, press it very well, and that is it. So now the next thing to do now is to take the material in which we have a 2 inches, that is the 2 inches by the 6.5. So just fold it like this, apply hemming gum inside it, and then you double fold it like this on the hemming gum, and then you press it. You press it very well. Once you do this, and that is all for that. So trim whatever the rough edge we have on it, and you take all the material, then we proceed to the sewing machine. So this is it now. So this is the material we use for the inside. So you measure 2 inches and then you place the footer on this thing, and then make sure that the footer is like a 0.2. so you stitch it like a 0.2. so once you do that, you take the second one as well. So we are trying to create the pleating on this material, so you can use the footer to be your guide. So you measure 0.6, measure 0.6, and then you stitch it straight down again. So you do this all through on this material. You can see the shape now that it fall on each other, that is the pleating fall on each other. So please do this all through on the material. So you measure 0.6 and then you place the footer on it and then you stitch it all through. So you do the same thing again. That is it. So once you do all this, so the next thing you have to do after you do this, the next thing you have to do is to press the pleating and then to give us this shape. So you can see that it's okay like this. So after I do this, I have to press the pleating and then to make it relax. So let me this is it now. After I've pressed the pleating, so you have to stitch the both side. So stitch it on this side and then you turn the other side again and then you stitch it straight down. So once you do this, then you take it at the middle and then you turn it down like this, so that it will give us this very nice look. You turn it down like this and you reinforce it, and voila, that is it. You can see what we have here. So just do the ironing and then you come back. So this is it after I've already pressed it. You can see how it is. So this is the back. So the next thing you have to do now is to apply this, to place the main pocket on it, and then use office pin to hold it all through. So make sure you set it so that the line will fall at the center, and then the pleating will be able to be on the straight line. So you apply office pin on the side, and then the brown part of it you apply office pin as well. So you apply office pin on the other side also, and then make sure you measure it, and then the space in between the two sides shouldn't be more than 2 inches. So this is it. So the next thing you have to do now is to stitch it from to stitch the side of this pocket to hold the two together. So just stitch it straight down. Make sure you take your time to do this so that the stitches will fall on the edge of the material, and then the stitches will be very neat. So make sure you take your time to do this. Do it gently, and that is it. So once you do this, you remove the office pin and then you cut the excess we have at the back. So cut all the excess we have at the back. So once you do this, the next thing you have to do now is to trim the upper part of this, that is the excess we have at the top also. So once you do that, then you place the main bodies on it, which we draft out already. So it's to place the main bodies on it. So what we are doing here now is to get the place where the pocket will fall on the main bodies. So just mark the upper part. So that is the excess we have at the top now. So I'm to cut it out now. So just cut it out like this. So once you do this, the next thing you have to do now is to turn it to the back, and then to use other material to do the turning of this upper part of this pocket. So this is the material we apply hemming gum on initially. So the 2 inches which we apply hemming gum on. So just stitch it with a 1/2 inch, and this is with a 0.5, and then you reinforce it. Once you do this, you turn it to the front, turn it to the front like this, and then you stitch it all through. So you can re-stitch here, you can top stitch here like this, so that the material will be able to relax very well. So once you do this, then you turn it to the front again, and then you stitch it straight down. Make sure you are stitching the tip of this material. That is very, very important. And then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, so that a lot of people will be able to benefit from it. And if you are enjoying this video, please drop a comment for me in the comment box below. And then please make sure you watch the video to the end, so that you'll be able to see how I do the stitches, and then make it invisible without showing outside by the side. So this is the material we are using for the loop also. So you turn the material and then you stitch it for like a rope. So this is the material we are using for the loop. So once you do that, then you trim all the excess on the side, and then you turn it like this. You turn the other one also, and that is it. So just hold it down, just stitch the two together so that it will not scatter again. So that is it. So you trim all the excess we have at the top. So that is it. So now the next thing you have to do now is to take this pocket, and then the material we cut initially, so the fifth material now. So that is it, in which we did not apply stay on. So just use it to hold it together like this. Just stitch the edge, stitch the edge all through, just to hold the two together. So this is what will give us the pocket now, and that is it. Voila. So we are achieving the result already. So now you take the main bodies now, and then you place it on it, so that you'll be able to get the center and then what we have been sewing since. So you can see that we are achieving the results. So now on the center, you place the loop on it, and then you use it to hold it down. Make sure the loop fall on the center. So that is it. So the next thing to do now is to proceed to the table, and then you do the ironing, and then you apply this material and then the pocket together. So you place it together like this. So that is it. So that is it. So now what you have to do now is to mark the material, that is the place where the edge of this thing fall on, is to mark all the angles like this. So after you do that, then you remove it from it. So you can see that the traces now. So you cut a ST, and then you make it like a 0.2. You split it into 2. So once you do that, then the next thing to do again now is to place the material on the pocket again, and then you turn it a bit like this. So you place the hemming gum, and then make sure the hemming gum follows the place where the line is. So make sure that the hemming gum is not showing outside like this, and then you press it very well, so that the hemming gum will adhere to the material. So we are using this hemming gum to hold both the material, that is the main bodies, and then the pocket together. So please don't forget to watch the video to the end, so that you'll be able to see how I do the final stitches on this. So the only hemming gum is not enough to hold this material and then the pocket together. So once you do that, then you apply pressure on it, and then you hold the two together. So the upper part again, you turn it also, and then you apply hemming gum on the line where the pocket fall on. So you press it very well. and then the down part also you apply hemming gum on it. On this other side you apply hemming gum on it again, and then you press it very well. So once you do that, you apply iron on it and then you press it very well. So make sure that the material are there to the main bodies are there to the pocket very well, and that is it. So now let's do the final stitches now. So now you just turn it like this. You can see that the material and the pocket and then the main bodies are there to each other. So you just open it like this, and then you trace out where we first mark at the beginning of this video. So you stitch on that line all through. So you stitch on that line all through. So please don't stitch more than where the line is, so that the pockets will not give you a bad shape, so that it will not give you another shape, so that the pocket will give you a nice shape, and then it will be able to fall on the normal place it should be. So you do this all through. So you have to stitch on this line now in which you are seeing. So you do this all through. And voila, that is it. So please, if you enjoy any part of this video, please help me give this video a thumbs up, and then you drop your comments. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button if this is the first time you are checking on this channel, and then don't do without clicking on the notification bell, so that you'll be able to notify whenever I drop an amazing video like this again. And then make sure you watch the video to the end, so that you can have access to other videos in which you can use to stitch about 7 different types of pocket. So just cut all the excess we have at the back like this, and then you do the weaving all through. So you weave all the edge like this all through, and then that is all. So now let's see go to the table and do the final ironing. So this is it now. You can see how nice it is. So you can see that I didn't stitch the edge, and it make the work to look very nice and then beautiful. So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So till the next time that I bring you another amazing video, I say remain blessed, and then bye for now.